All right, so the privilege against self-incrimination only applies to criminal cases. We already talked about it. United States versus Conti, again in your book. Tell me all about it, that it's in your book and what it is. Now, I love the people who have the right to remain silent, but they're not going to use it now or ever. They want to talk and talk and talk and interrupt the whole court proceedings and stuff like that. You cannot do that. You cannot just blabber your mouth and interrupt all the proceedings of the court. So sometimes it's really bad, but then they put a gag on your mouth, and there you are with a gag in your mouth, okay? Which always amazes me, because we were all little children at one time, right? Everybody, is there anybody here that wasn't a child at one time that just boop, popped himself in and now you're an adult? No. We were all children. So, at what point does a person decide to become a criminal? What happens? Over a period of time? Does it happen at just one instant? They just happen to get caught when they do this one instant? And now that you are in fighting for your right to a fair trial, why would you spout off? Like, how is that going to help you in any manner, right? How is it going to help you in any manner under these cases? Again, I always want to know when this stopped, when this started. Okay, so I want you guys to know on the voluntariness test, okay, before confession or admission of an accused may be entered in evidence, it must be tested of the voluntariness. So if they're going to give you a confession, you cannot make promises. Oh my gosh, this will play better in front of a jury. You'll probably get a less sentence if you tell us the truth. No, they must give it willingly and be able. Oh my goodness, it's only 3 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm yawning. Okay, it must be willing to give it to you for whatever their reasons are. You can't coerce them. You can't promise them anything, right? But what does it say about psychological coercion? I want to know, again, psychological coercion in your book, what it says and how you understand it to be a psychological coercion, okay? Now, can you lie? Another question. Can I lie to a suspect regarding a crime? Okay, fill it out. Another question, yes or no. I want to get your thought process. Just like in the last module, I asked you the question, and what was the question about the handwriting exemplars, right? The handwriting exemplars should be given and have them write it at least 150 times. Over and over and over and over. Why? Here's why. Because a person at first is starting to disguise their handwriting, right? So they're trying to make sure whatever they're writing is not replicated replicated to match the note that was left at the scene. So they write, and what happens to your hand after you write so much? You guys are in college now. I know everybody uses a computer, but at one point in life, we used to write a lot, right? What happens to your hand? Gets tired, right? Gets tired. So the more you go on and write, you go back to your normal way of writing. Because muscle memory, right? Muscle memory, you get in the car and you put on your seatbelt. You don't even have to look for it anymore. Where does it? Boom, 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 right? Now, if you jump in the passenger seat and all you do is drive all the time, muscle memory, you're going to be reaching up over that area of the driver's seat, when in reality it's over here. Same thing, muscle memory, hands getting tired, it'll go back to writing the way you want, okay? So, there you go. Can you lie to a suspect? Yes, absolutely yes. I have lied to suspects numerous times through my career, and you can lie. And right now, if somebody comes and arrests me for a murder, shooting, stabbing, assault, name the crime, there is no way, no matter what lie a police officer is going to tell me, am I going to fall for it, because I was not part of it. So why should I fall into any trap, right? So yes, you can lie. So quick, gotta tell you, quick little story. All right. I'm investigating a murder. I'm a detective working a gang unit. One kid from one gang, one kid from another gang, they show up. One kid's a gang's got a bunch of rocks and sticks. I don't know what kind of gang members bring rocks and sticks, but that's their weapon of choice in this matter. Okay? The other gang, they brought their guns, right? So the weapon and sticks approach the guys with the guns, and I guess the weapon and sticks, I don't know, maybe Goliath was in there, David and Goliath, and they were going to use the stones. I don't know. Who knows? And they started pulling out the guns. The group with the guns shot and killed the guy with the stick, right? Boom. 22 in the back of his head. 22 is a perfect caliber to enter the skull and kill somebody instantaneously. Why? Because the bullet is only about that big. Once it enters in the skull, it's like a ping pong ball. Scrambles everything up like eggs, right? Because it can't come out. It's not going to come out anymore. It just stays in there, stays in there, stays in there. Okay, so we go out to the scene the next day, and I'm out there with a metal detector. For those who do not know what a metal detector, pause here, Google it, so you know that I'm holding a metal detector. It's long, it's got the round head at the end, and I'm out there looking for any other rounds or bullets or who knows what we could find. Right? I'm out there. So, after a lengthy investigation, we finally determined who the killer was. We brought them in, and when we were out there, of course, everybody's wanting to see what the police are doing, right? Everybody's standing around watching to see what the police are doing. When we catch the murder suspect, right? Advise him of his rights for Miranda. He said he understood him, was willing to talk to us, blah, 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 you name it, whatever. Okay. I bring out a picture. Well, hold on. Let me back up here. Back up. Okay. So I tell him, I go, hey, did you see me out there the day after the murder? And I was out there with a machine. He didn't know what it was, right? A machine. And he's like, oh, yeah, I saw you. I go, you know what I was doing? He's like, oh, I don't know. I go, I was looking for footprints. Right? Well, he doesn't know, right? He is a 19-year-old gang member. Has no idea what I'm doing. So I said, yeah, I was looking for footprints. I go, in fact, I think I found your footprint at the scene. So I go, give me your shoes, right? So I take the shoes from him. I run over there to the copy machine, put a shoe on the copy machine, make a perfect little impression of a shoe, make another copy, right? And I have now the exact same copy, his shoe, and another copy of the shoe. On the copy that I had, I put a nice, beautiful evidence sticker, the date that it was taken, the day I was out there, beep, 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 right? And today's that I just took out. So I walk back to him, and I go, look, I have got your shoe print from the murder site that you were at. Right? And he's looking at the shoe print, looking at that one, because this other one's got a nice evidence label, and it shows the date and time that I was out there when he saw me walking around with the metal thing. Total lie. Total lie. Right? Because that thing is a metal detector. It doesn't pick up shoe prints. So he goes, oh, yeah, I was out there. So bang, 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 bang. The day the murder got him, he put himself there. That's all I needed. And it was now a snowball. Here we come, here we come, here we come. He confesses. He is still incarcerated in prison today. It is 2021, and he is still there. So, that is my little note to you, the fact that you can lie to an individual. All right. The due process test, right? Due process. There are two types of due process, substantive and procedural. There's two of them, right? What does your book, here we go, back to the book, say about that? What are they? What are the due process violations? Write that back to me so you know. There is no bright line as to what constitutes a violation of due process test. So there is no bright line of what actually is a violation of due process. Because in this picture here, here's one detective holding the suspect's head to make him look maybe at a gross picture or whatever it is, right? Is that a violation of law? Do you have the right to hold somebody's head and make them look at it, maybe a vulgar picture, and maybe they get to confess, like, hey, we got to find this person. Let's bring this to rest. and stuff like that. So the due process requirement applies to confessions that are considered voluntarily. Okay, stop there. Second one. Here we go.